Hi and welcome to another podcast. I'm here with loads of things to show you. I have been very busy. It's only been 2 weeks since my last podcast, but I had COVID. So I have had lots of time to just sit and crochet. It's the second time I've had COVID, and although this time I still felt, I felt like I had a bad cold really. I definitely knew I had something, but I wasn't zapped of energy and the brain fog from the first time. I had COVID for the first time back in February, and it pretty much wiped out the whole of February for me. It took, I would say, 5 weeks for me to be back to normal. The tiredness just seemed to linger forever, and the sort of dopey feeling kept muddling things up. I kept forgetting things. I was very forgetful for weeks after. Anyway, that doesn't seem to have happened this time, which is good. It seems to be the youngest who picked it up. He's staying with us just now, and he got it first. And I kind of thought, no, I won't get it. I've had COVID. I'll be fine, because that was the first time he'd had it. But no, I got COVID. Husband seems to be okay, so it's been good. He's been able to look after us, and doesn't seem to have picked it up so far anyway. I should be out and about in the next few days. I'm feeling loads better. I've still been able to get out for a walk and things, so that's been good. And it's meant I've had loads of time to sit and crochet and do that guilt-free without worrying about all these things I should be doing, because I just thought, there's no point in trying to do too much. I'll just rest, get over this as quickly as I can. So, loads of things to show you because I've been quite productive, like I say, and there's a few things that I couldn't or wouldn't, as you'll find out, show you on my last episode. So I'll delve in. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a crochet designer, and this is a pattern that I've had to keep secret. This is a sock pattern which is currently in the Crate Crochet subscription box, October box, and I've had to keep it quiet because at the time of doing my last podcast, not everyone had received their boxes, so I didn't want to give away that surprise. So this was my prototype. I worked it in DK yarn from my stash. I believe that this is from... no, I don't believe. What was I just saying about not having brain fog? It's an indie yarn. Nope, don't remember. And I do know the cuff is... This is a really professional podcast. Actually, it's the second time I've done this, and the first time it went really well. And I got 7 minutes in, and I've got my halo light up here because it's a horrible day here. And suddenly the light went out, and that's because it gets plugged into my laptop. That's what it runs off of, and the laptop had powered out, and suddenly lights all went, and then it was just like plunged into darkness here. I've got a lamp on there, I've got a lamp on over there. There is really not much light coming in from my windows, so it's a miserable day. I was out with the dog, and the waves are just coming in, whacking off the rocks. Massive spray and foam and sea going for 50 meters or so inland. It's quite something. Not a nice day to be out. The dog and I stayed well away from that bit, and we did go a wee spin. So it's been good that way. I've still been able to get out every day with the dog. It hasn't really affected my energy levels, so that's not so bad. So anyone who has COVID, who has had COVID once and then you find you're getting it again, probably won't be so bad. That's been my experience anyway. So back to this sock. This is my prototype in some DK yarn from my stash. It may come to me. I will try and note what it is because it's come out quite nicely actually. And it's not too dissimilar from the yarn which was actually picked. Here is the actual sock, and it's worked in Manos del Uruguay in Alegria Grande, which is a 10-ply yarn. It's a superwash merino, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, like a regular sock yarn, and it's got a fold down cuff. It starts at the cuff, it's worked cuff down, finishes with a rounded toe. You can see it better I think in my prototype but it has the heel flap, the heel turn, the gusset, so it's got good shaping. It'll be really good for getting across your arch. You can see this one's actually quite excuse me, quite baggy on this sock blocker. But this is the size I generally work to because it's my size, and it has a lovely deep instep on this sock blocker. I'll take it off. It doesn't seem to be, it's a company called Obscure Designs. I bought this on Etsy. I bought this years ago, maybe 7-8 years ago, and it's a really, really good blocker. But the company don't seem to be on Etsy anymore, so I can't recommend that one. But I really like it. I love the shape of it. It's a good shape, and the holes mean that the sock dries fast. So here it is. My son and I took the youngest, did the photo shoot with me, and we did that on the beach right here on a nicer day than today, I tell you. Although it was quite cold, but not windy or anything, and the sun was shining, and we had fun on the beach. We took loads of photos and videos because obviously now you need to do reels and shorts and stuff like that. So yeah, that one then. So it's exclusive to Crate Crochet at the moment, and I will keep it that way. It's probably 4 months. I need to check, but it's probably 4 months. In any case, I'm going to wait until September next year when it'll be time to start thinking about making cozy slipper socks here in the UK. So that's my plan. You just have to wait for that one, and it'll be up on my website, Ravelry, Lovecrafts, etc. Looking forward to that. Oh, I was going to say a wee bit more about the yarn. So it takes 100 grams. This is the largest size. It takes 100 grams of the main colour, and the colourways of this yarn are fantastic. And it comes with all these 20-gram minis, which are different to the main colours. So it's not just like you maybe can buy a mini version of this, but they seem to have just like exploded the possibilities that you can go at with colours. Pardon me. So it takes 100 gram regular 100 grams and then 2 20-gram minis for the cuff and 1 20-gram mini for the toe. And there are so many beautiful colourways. I know that Crate Crochet picked either 2 or 3 different colourways that went out in the boxes, and I didn't mention about the fact that Crate Crochet are an Australian based subscription box for crochet, run by Carmela Ann, and they do ship to Australia, New Zealand and some to the States, but worldwide shipping is just too pricey coming from Australia, so I think that is the only countries that they ship to. Tiny bit about them. So yeah, Carmela and I had a lovely video call when we were initially talking about me designing some socks, and it was funny because being in Australia, Carmela was there with her glass of wine. It was, I think, 6 o'clock at night for her, and it was 9 o'clock in the morning for me, and I was there with a strong cup of coffee. Two extremes. It was quite funny. But yeah, it was lovely to chat to her and to work with her again, and I am going to be doing so again next year. I know quite a few of my followers follow me based on my work that I've done in the past with Crate Crochet. This is the fourth, I should say holding up 3 fingers, 4th design I have worked for them. So lovely to work with them, and I'm looking forward to doing that again. Next thing I finished is not knitted, it's not crocheted, it's not woven, it's not spun. It's sitting in the palm of my hand. I'm going to bring it in from the side. Ding, 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 ding. Here it comes. Ding, ding, ding. Look, a little hedgehog friend. This is a needle felted hedgehog, and the design for this comes from Helen Winter, who is a textile artist based on the Isle of Man. And if you sign up to Helen's mailing list, I'll put the link in the description. I'll put all the links in the description. If I forget any, please leave me a comment and say, oi, you missed the link for da, 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 and I will add it in, okay? So The link for this will be in the description, and all you need to do is sign up to the mailing list and you get a wee PDF how to make a cute hedgehog. And I've used various yarns for this, and it smells very sheepy. And it's the first time I've put little safety eyes in a piece before. Obviously I've used them in crocheted items, but I managed to pop them in here just by making a big stabby hole and then pushing them in. Cute. So this is going to be a Christmas gift. I think I will add a little party hat, like a paper crown party hat in like fabric felt, or I might crochet it or knit it just to give it a slightly different feel and make it a Christmas decoration. I was going to make it like the pattern suggests. I was going to make it a pin cushion, but mine has ended up a lot bigger than I was intending. I was intending it to be about that, here to here, and it ended up huge, and I think pins are just going to kind of get lost in it, and when you pull them out you're going to end up pulling out like, yeah, fluff. So I think I'm going to make it a Christmas decoration instead. That's my plan. So if you fancy having a go at this, sign up to Helen's mailing list. Helen is, yeah, like I say, she does loads of gorgeous needle felting work, including pet portraits, and she does workshops. She's got some kits on her website, so definitely worth checking out. Sorry, I'm going to cough. I'm left with a bit of a cough after COVID. I think I actually got a bit of fibre in the back of my throat. I might have to edit this one. We shall see. There. I'm okay. Next finished thing. I finished more socks. They need blocked. Look at the state of them. Like I say, the weather has just been yuck and I haven't been feeling well. So the blocking bit I haven't got on with, because I would generally soak them, put them on blockers and get them outside to dry, and I just have not been able to do that. So these are the Jaywalk socks by, gosh, I said I didn't have brain fog. Jaywalk socks by Adidas Designs. There we go. Did it. And you can find the pattern on Ravelry. And I'll put it in the description, obviously. Really enjoyed making these. I've used stashed yarn again, 3 different types. It was only going to be 2, but it ended up being 3. The toes are, they are the leftover Garner Snowdonia, Garner Organic sock yarn Snowdonia that I was using in my lyre socks. The body of them is from Simple Natural Handmade. It's hand dyed using natural dyes. And the cuff, I don't know what that is because I got it from a charity shop and it was balled, as in it had been hand wound into a ball, no label. Pure wool, I'd say it's probably got some alpaca in it, judging by its fluffiness. Yeah, really happy with these. I have made them for my eldest's birthday. We didn't manage to see him because of COVID. It was their 21st birthday last week and we had plans and we've had to cancel them because youngest had COVID. We agreed with Neil being at uni, he did not want to have to take a week or 2 out because he got COVID. So we did not meet up and we missed their birthday, and suddenly now they're into December assessments and stuff, so I still haven't seen them. Obviously I'm not quite out the house and mixing with people yet anyway, but yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I have a 21-year-old, which is how? I don't know. Something else finished, and it's something that I finished a while back, but I'm going to show you today, and that is, I'm going to put them on, my Mavis mitts. Look at these. They've come up really bright in the artificial light here. This is a design that I made just over a year ago actually, and I'm bringing them to your attention today because they are pattern of the month for November. And these are worked in 4-ply yarn. I used 4-ply sock yarn from Vicky Brown Designs, and I used the colourway teal, and they are worked cuff down. So I started with just back loop only ribbing, and then it's a shell type stitch into them. There is a gusset for the thumb, which makes them nicely, they fit nicely. Gives you a bit more room for your thumb, especially if you've got bigger hands like me. And yeah, I was really happy with this design. It came together, if I remember rightly, it came together really easily. It was lovely to write up, and pattern of the month for October, no, we're in November, aren't we? We're in November. Pattern of the month for November, and you can get 10% off with the code NOV22. So like NOV for November. There. So go check that out. It's on my website. That code is only available for purchasing on my website. And if you signed up to my mailing list, you'll know that you've got 20% off. So good chance to sign up. On the subject of mailing lists, I will mention that this morning I launched a giveaway, which you can enter as well, because all you need to do is go to my website and there's a wee giveaway box. Pop your email address in, and that's you entered. So if you're already on my mailing list, you're automatically entered into the giveaway. And basically by popping your email address in, by entering, you're added to my mailing list. So you've got to be on my mailing list to enter the giveaway, and the giveaway is for 5 PDF patterns from my website. You can choose, you can go on, have a look, choose your 5 and let me know if you win. I will be announcing the winner on Monday. Giveaway closes at 7 PM, and I will randomly choose from everyone who's signed up to my mailing list a winner. So do check that out. I normally have my mailing list as the first option on the description below, and it's the first one if you're on Instagram or any of my other Linktree links. It's normally the top option, and I think I've marked it as giveaway, so you'll find it. Okay, so those are the finished things. Let's talk about the things in progress. This is what I worked on mostly when I had COVID. It is a 18 to 24 month toddler cardigan. It's got front post ribbing down both sides and down the back. Look at that, isn't it cute? Obviously it's in progress. I've got a sleeve done. I need to do the other sleeve. It's mostly written up though, that's the good thing. I was able to work on it and write it up. I've got a finished one here. Believe it or not, it's the same size, if that makes sense. As in, it's the same stitch count as this one, but this is 4-ply and this is double knitting. So it's not really designed for 4-ply, but this is just what I had to hand lots of. I've changed a few things. I was working the sleeves in an amigurumi round and round pattern, and as you can see with the new sleeve, I've gone with the same as the body, which means that you do need to turn and work right side, wrong side. But that's fine, easy done. And that, I think that is neater, wouldn't you say? If I look at this, if we look at this, let's do it in the back. Put that one down. So there, that looks like it's a continuation, doesn't it? The bands kind of follow on, whereas on this one it is much easier. It is much it's maybe not as pronounced on the smaller size actually. Can you see the difference? This one, so that's all worked on the right side, and you're just going round and round in a spiral really. And this, obviously, because it's a cardigan, this is worked in rows with the turn, so that's the difference. It's half trebles throughout the body, and the post stitches, I'll show you on the back, the post stitches are worked in front post triple trebles to create that. Every other row is a front post triple treble row. I will be adding the ties, and the ties are somewhere in the middle between crocheted and knitted, but to make it less scary you can use a darning needle or tapestry needle, so you wouldn't need to use a knitting needle. So you need your crochet hook and just a wee like sewing the ends in type needle, and just that's all you need, and it's a lovely way to make a cord. It looks knitted, doesn't it? So I'll be doing a video tutorial for that. I'll be popping that up so you can learn how to do that for all sorts of things. You could make, I don't know, wrappings for presents or something. You could make ties for all sorts of things. You could make whatever you want that you want to make big long ties of crochet for. Okay, I think we're finished with this. I have a few people lined up already, desperate for the pattern, who are going to test it for me. I've got a few tweaks to do on the pattern. Basically I need to finish this one, obviously. I need to make a few tweaks to the sleeves, and I've written the pattern for one of the front ties because it's worked straight on to the cardigan, so you're doing your cord straight out of here. Next, I have just something I've been working on in the evenings. Haven't sewn in ends or anything, but I've been making little Tunisian honeycomb stitch washcloths. I've got these two that I've finished, apart from the ends obviously, and this one, and I'm making them out of this pure cotton. It's sort of semi-mercerized, this one. Does it say it's mercerized? No, it doesn't, but it's got a bit of a sheen to it. It's nice to work back with. It's your seared or pure cotton, double knitting weight, and I'm just casting on 20 stitches and working in honeycomb, which is purl 1, simple stitch 1, purl 1, simple stitch 1, and then simple stitch purl 1, simple stitch purl 1. So the next row is the opposite, if that makes sense. And I think these will make lovely gifts because I usually gift some soap. I make my own soap, which is fun to do, really, really easy if you've never done it before as well. I don't do it the whole curie way where you've got to like leave it for 3 months and that. I'm just talking about the very simple way where you buy a big tub of soap and then you melt it, and you can add scent to it, you can add bits and bobs. I quite like making a cinnamony one and popping a cinnamon stick in and things like that. So I will be gifting those with a washcloth this Christmas. So sorry if you're close friends or family and I've just given you a huge spoiler, or something to look forward to, depending how you look at it. And I've been working hard at using up stash, so that's one of the yarns that's in my stash, and so is the yarn I've used for this. This pattern is the Tunbury hat by Cat Golden from the Crochet Project, although Cat doesn't design for them anymore, but obviously she did when she wrote this one. And so it's an older pattern, older Crochet Project pattern, and I have used this yarn, which is Debbie Bliss Tweed. Thingy's over there, it's upside down, I can't read it. Not gonna move. Some sort of Debbie Bliss Tweed. And I think it's 4-ply. It doesn't say. It gives you the meterage, which is, I do remember, it's 175 meters per 50-gram ball. So I've had to do a little bit of tweaking on the pattern because the pattern calls for finer yarn. But I think it's working out okay. It doesn't fit me, I'm not making it for myself, and it'll be another gift. So I can't try it on for you. But it will be a slouchy beanie. You might be thinking, gosh, that's looking that's looking pretty deep. But it will be slouchy. I am just about to add the ribbing. Got a nice wee angel There we are, wee angel stitch marker. So this has worked up really, really quickly. It starts as a square. Can you see that? It starts as a square, and then once you've got it the size you need it, you just go round and round. And it's in moss stitch or linen stitch, which works really well when you start on the fading the two colours together, which is as the pattern's written. It's not something that I've done, the pattern is written like that. So totally recommend that one. And it all came about because I have started the crochet projects Use It Up course, and it launched and it started last Friday. And the first thing you were to do was to just go and look at your stash, see what you had, and I think from there there'll be steps. New clue comes out tomorrow with what to do next, but that instantly got me kind of going, oh, those two balls of yarn they were exactly the same composition wise, but obviously different colours, and I just had a look through patterns I had, what can I make with two balls of that, and that's what I've gone for. So it's working up nicely and should be finished by next podcast. So I've got something else, and I wasn't sure about whether I should share this or not, and I've decided that I will. So I applied, I submitted a pattern for Moorit 5, and no big spoilers here, I didn't get accepted. I did get a lovely email from them saying thank you for submitting, and they really liked the pattern, and that's Alison, who is the editor there, and she liked it. She just thought it was a bit too simple. So I got some lovely feedback, a wee paragraph which was super sweet, and it's encouraged me to just go ahead and self-publish. So although it's not going to go in Moorit 5, here's the wee sketch I did. Simple person wearing it, and here's the sample, and it's Tunisian, and it is the first pattern I'm going to write in Tunisian crochet. So the cowl will be probably another set of blocks, a bit deeper than this, in yarn similar to this. This is alpaca, and it's a basket weave pattern with a shell border down at the lower edge. So the top edge would just be plain, shells down this edge, and it'll be worked as a long rectangle, and then the ends grafted together, and then finally the shells will go on at the very, very end. So I'm going to work on that. I'll probably shelf it for now and work on it second half of next year and get it ready for publishing next year. I was quite happy with that sample, and before I did that one I actually started on this big one, which I think I did show this in a podcast, and I just said I was having a wee muck about and trying this stitch. I'm going to make this into a placemat, so I haven't blocked it yet. This one is blocked up really nicely, and yeah, so this one I'm going to block and back with a piece of felt and make it into a placemat, and it's my favourite colour, orange. So yeah, so I didn't get into Moorit 5, and it's okay. I feel okay about it. I tried. I was given encouragement to try again for the next issue, so I will do. And I'd love to have something in Moorit one day. It's a publication I'm really happy with. Moorit 3 has just come out, and yeah, looking forward to see. I haven't actually got a copy yet, but I am looking forward to seeing it. And speaking of publications, I have something else that I don't have here to show you, but I will have a pattern in the Journal of Scottish Yarns issue 2, which is getting posted out tomorrow. So I don't want to give too much away, and actually I don't have the sample, they still have the sample. So I have a pair of slipper socks. They have been sharing hints, so that isn't a giveaway. There have been some pictures of it on their social media, so I'm chuffed to have another sock pattern in there, and I can't wait to see that because I will get a copy. And yeah, it was really, really lovely to work with Susan, and The tech editor's there, and the photo shoot just looks so much fun. I've seen a photo of, I think it's a load of lads, but it might be a mix of boys and girls lying on their backs with their feet in the air. Deary me, I thought I'd be fine for this. I maybe didn't realise quite how much I'm still coughing. I hope it's not too annoying for you. Okay, I have one last thing to show, and it is that cardigan. No, it's a jumper. It's a jumper. It's this one. And that's the back. I'll show you the front, which I prefer. There. Isn't it lovely? It's no further forward than it was a month ago. So I finished. I got down to the bottom, to the waistband. I got that off the needles. I've tried it on. Fits wonderfully. I've started on the sleeve, and I instantly thought the sleeves are not big enough, you know, for my arm. It worked fine when I tried it on. They were fine. Got it on the needles and they just look, I mean, if I come back, I kept working on them and kept kind of adding a row here and there, but I just knew that there are not enough stitches. That's one thing I prefer about crochet, because with crochet you could see so clearly because you don't have it all bunched up on needles. But I've now got beyond, you know, I can see this and I'm like, that's me pulling it. That is not big enough for my arm. So this is why it's been in the naughty corner, because I kind of know what I have to do. I have to unpick. Have I joined it? No, at least I haven't done the join. I'm going to have to frog all this to the sleeve split. And I'm quite happy with the circumference around my shoulders and around my upper body and my bust. That is fine. I'm just going to have to add extra stitches under the arm. And before you might think it's the pattern, it's definitely not the pattern. The pattern is by Wool and Pine Designs. Fab pattern. I ended up somewhere in between two of the stitch counts. So obviously it said it's top down, and it said to just try on, you know, once you reach a certain point, try it on, check your sizing, which I did. And I've ended up between two stitch counts, and so I had to do a bit of a juggle on the maths, which I think's fine. I think I've done that fine, but I maybe should have added, I maybe went down and I should have gone up when it came to the number of stitches that you cast on. It's maybe easier to see on this one, under the arm. And I have thought about going in and just picking up some extra stitches at the side, but at most that would give me 4 extra, and it's more, I mean, you saw there, it's more than that, which is 4 stitches that I need to increase by. So oh my goodness, it's painful. That's the back. Also, one thing I've realised, I'm doing something a bit silly because of the way I'm changing colours, which is slightly different to the way they suggest in the pattern. I end up with a jog because I have to do 2, when I get to the end I have to do 2 of one colour to then end up in my alternate kind of thing. Let's see if I can find an obvious one. Here, the purple. You see this purple? So in order to end up with it going like purple and not end up being like purple on top of purple, I have to do 2 together to offset that again every time. But it's occurred to me that all I would need to do is either add in or take out 1 stitch. And if I had an odd number going around, I wouldn't need to do that. So that is one thing. When I get it back, I'll have to frog. And at least from here down, I can stop this. You do see it a little, don't you? At least it's on the back. I'll be able to stop that. Some bits it's more noticeable than others. You can really see it here. And then here, not so much. So it depends on the colours. There's a really dark one. How it worked out. So that is one thing. I know that I can, bleh. When I do the sleeves, I worked out I will, oh dear, it's coming off the needles, oh no. I worked out that I'll just make sure I have an odd number on the sleeves instead of an even number. So I have handed back my circulars to my mum because I don't really have circulars in my house. I don't have any circulars in my house. I've given them back to my mum, so I'll need to pop up once I'm feeling better, get some circulars and just pop them back in on, probably on that pink row somewhere. Take it right back, redo the whole splitty thing. At least it will be faster in a way because I won't have to, this is all done with the magic join method. At least I won't be joining yarn at the same time as knitting. I'll just have to knit. So it's maybe not too bad. I really wanted to wear this on Christmas Day and now I don't think that's going to happen. Which is a bit sad, but hopefully I will finish it and be able to wear it this winter. If I maybe give myself, because I've lost a month basically. It's a month that it has sat and I have been not happy with it, but kind of not wanting to face up to it either. It's been in the naughty corner. So yeah, maybe I'll work through it fast. Oh, I do have one last thing, and it's another knitting thing I was going to show, and it's my next project, which is this. Isn't it cute? Those are little cable cars. I think they work best in with the blue sky, one of these two. And it's a pattern called Climb Every Mountain Socks by Stone Knits, and I'm not sure if it's still discounted, but I bought it. It came out at the end of last week, and I think the discount's gone actually. Quickly snaffled it up while it was on 30% off and printed it out. I've actually had to order some yarn. I had some of the colours, but I've ordered some. I didn't have anything for the sky, so I've ordered some yarn for the sky, and that is going to be a nice little project to work on that's seasonal. I do like to have something that's Christmassy. Oh, and there is something else over there that I didn't show you that's Christmassy. I'll maybe save it for the next podcast. That's a lot of stuff to talk about, and who knows, I might end up coughing again. So we shall quit while we are ahead. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel. Getting up to 400 viewers, which is really, really cool. And yeah, lots of YouTubey stuff on the way. I did record I recorded a video this morning all about different crochet hooks. It's something that I've shared as an email and a blog, and I'm just turning it into a video version as well. So I recorded that this morning, and I'll be doing a bit of editing on it. It'll need some pictures popped in it and things, and that will be up on the channel soon. Ooh. And that made me think, the reason that I've got this cowl on is because there is a new blog post up which has 5 of the best crochet cowl patterns to crochet as gifts this Christmas. And this is one of them. This is by Zines and Roger, and it was actually on the cover of Molly Makes magazine way back. I made this quite a while ago, and I've added that in my list because it's such a versatile make. It's a good stash buster. Yeah, I started talking about, maybe I started a coughing fit. I was talking about the crochet project's Use It Up course. So I've mentioned that before. I am an affiliate member for that scheme, and I totally recommend it. I've just finished the Tunisian cowl one, so if you were to join, you would get the Tunisian pattern as well. And the Use It Up course, that would all be there for you, as well as the stitch library. There's a knowledge bank, there's a lovely little community forum as well. And if you join now, you can use the code HUBINTRO for just £2 a month. So for the first 3 months. £2 a month, and then it does go up to £5 a month, but you can cancel anytime. So for £2 you could pop on, see what you think of it. And I will have that link in the description. I am certainly really enjoying being a member of the community there, and the courses and patterns that are coming out are really, really cool. So I definitely think it's worth it. So check that out as well. You can even just go and have a look. You're not committed. You can click on the link, go and see. I get a small commission if you go via my link, and no extra cost to you, obviously. Right, I really think I will leave now before I cough again. Wow, it will be the first podcast that I've had to edit. I had some horrible coughing fits, so my apologies for that. 2 weeks time, I should be feeling much better and got rid of this tickly cough. Bye for now.